stream. So you're watching. You got him, though. You're watching Odell?
Yeah, I'm watching Odell's.
All right, cool. All right, cool. So we are live, guys. We're live watching Odell Beckham and Dr. Disrespect playing Call of Duty together. The two-time and Odell Beckham. So we're watching Odell Beckham stream right now.
The dynamic duo.
Correct.
The favorite pair that you always would have expected. Dr. Disrespect and
Dr.
OBJ.
D. With me, I've got a friend of mine, Cam Ogden. Cam and I actually used to do a podcast back in the day, the Hokie podcast, about Virginia Tech football. That was one of the first podcasts I ever did back, gotta be like 10 years ago we did that thing. And
feels like it.
Yeah. And now we play a lot of Call of Duty together. So this is going to be really interesting to break down. Doc is a pretty decent player. I wouldn't call him a top tier player, but I think he's certainly serviceable. And it'll be really interesting to watch OBJ, who apparently he's playing with a controller, so he's playing on a console of sorts, which is what you play on, right? So
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how you break down his movements and just to see his level of skill, honestly.
Yeah. He's moving around. He's over in lumber right now, and he's slide canceling. So just the fact that he's slide canceling and he's peeking corners before he runs in open areas, it shows me that he's got some skill in the game. He definitely plays this pretty regularly, you can tell. It'll be interesting since he's playing on console. The big thing is what kind of controller is he using? Is he using something like a Scuff or an Xbox Elite controller where he can jump in, aim at the same time?
Okay,
so
I actually know that because Dr. Disrespect, I think he must be playing on a PlayStation 4. So does PlayStation, do you know if PlayStation has the type of controllers that has the back triggers too, or is it just Xbox?
No, I think it's just Scuff. I don't think so. Xbox has something called an Xbox Elite controller. That's what I have that has the paddles on the back. So that's something that's made specifically for Xbox.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can play, cross-platform and use the Xbox Elite controller with the PlayStation or not. But most PS players that I know, like Nick Merckx and a few others, they before he switched over to PC, Nick plays with a Scuff even right now. Nick still plays controller, and a number of other streamers do as well.
On PlayStation?
But having this paddle,
or
PlayStation.
And it looks like OBJ is sponsored by Scuff Gaming, keeps popping up there for people that are subscribed to his channel. So I'm assuming it's a Scuff controller.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is such an advantage in a lobby. Well, I wouldn't say an advantage. It is it's an equalizer in a lobby full of cross-platform PC players who can jump and shoot at the same time. Here's OBJ.
Oh.
OBJ getting pressed. Doc went down.
Doc got shredded.
Here. Can't save it. Yep, can't save it. Tried to do his thing, but yeah, Doc did get shredded. So we'll see how they play gulags here. But looks like he knows what he's doing, Yeah. Moving around pretty well.
He's in a gulag right now with a sniper.
Yep. All right, so here we go. The Rytech. So does he melee or does he try and...
He's going to shoot. Nope. He's going to shoot.
Yeah, he does. He can. Goes with the tactical. No hits there. Lethal.
See, even at this point, I'd have my gun out because your gun does a lot more melee damage than the fists. It takes usually 3 fists versus two melee shots. But I mean, uncontested, so that was weird.
Yeah, so let's see where he goes. They're coming up on second circle here, so still a lot of game left. He pretty much can have his choice on where they want to go. Depends on if they're going to be aggressive or if he's going to. Looks like he's going for a scav to get enough loot to buy the Doc back in, who I guess has either already gulagged or did not make his gulag.
Yeah, I think he died early, so we kind of picked it up right in the beginning. It looked like OBJ got about 2 kills right off the bat, and Doc went down, and then lost his gulag.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're playing duos, so they're not playing the mini royale. It's a full map to play on.
Gotcha. So he's in the airport here. It's going to take him over to these buildings, which from time to time people like to snipe on top of these buildings here. He's going to have to go all the way around. I don't know if he knows that he can't get to his next scavenger location without having to go all the way around these buildings, which is going to get him exposed. But, you know, we'll see.
Well, the other thing that's really interesting, when you get to those hangars there, it's not a place where you want to be 1v2, right? So this is a dicey spot. He's got 2,300. He's got to get 4,000. He's got to collect 4,000 to be able to get Doc back in. And then even when he does, Doc's going to come back in with just a pistol, right? So he's getting a couple of these scavs just to get the money. Still $500 off. I thought I heard somebody walking around. So he's getting out of there quick because he's going for that last box. He's got the money now. Can he get to a? He could go to the box that's out on the airfield there, right there. Ooh, he's going for it.
Yeah.
Can't use that 4.443 speed that he has on the field.
It's probably feeling like it's taking all day.
And he's also weighed down by that. And he's got a freaking four-wheeler, or I guess dune buggy type ride there, just to hop right in. Gonna hop over, get his loadout. It's gonna be interesting to see what loadout does Odell Beckham Jr. carry. Do you think it's something really cheesy, or is it a standard MP5? Is he gonna go overkill? Is he gonna go ghost?
I think he's going chalk.
LMG.
Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking...
LMG. So he is going overkill with the sniper.
He's got the Bruin and the snipe. So definitely a mid to long range player here. It seems like is where he's most comfortable. He's not necessarily playing the map because it's so early. So I would not expect that he chose that loadout because of the terrain. It seemed like that was just top of his stack. And
it's interesting on that LMG that he's running the full clip. He doesn't, or no, he does have that. He does have the 60 round clip. Okay, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
A little dark.
So he's running the Bruin still. Still's got confidence in the Bruin. We'll see. We can see that he's got the Corp Halo sight there. Let's see what other attachments does it look like he has in here. Definitely has an extended barrel.
It looks like he's got some sort of foregrip too. I obviously can't tell what it is, but it looks like there was some sort of. Maybe not. Maybe not. When he was running away, it didn't look like he's gonna have a lot of recoil on that thing.
Yeah, so
there's no
for the attachments he has on there. He's got the sight, he's got the extended barrel, he's got the mono suppressor, and he's got the 60 ammo. So maybe it's a grip. Looks like he's decided to go with the HDR with the sniper too.
Dude, if he would have hit that shot, I would have fallen out of my seat. Quick scoping off of a freaking helicopter. Still getting chipped.
Here. Yeah,
well, they got 2-bar threat.
Yeah, here, which normally would be a good play prior to Season 5, but now with all these ropes, there are multiple ways to get on top of the building here. And if looks like they got an eye on one team that's pushing them, could be the bounty.
If they come up that if they come up that zip line though, he's going to be invincible for about a second and a half on top of that. We'll see how Odell plays this. He's also his in-game name Boomba.
They're close. I think this is
Boombaclot 3? Boombaclot 3.
Yeah, you're 3 stars.
Can't take any chances. Wonder if he's checked into hotels with that name before. You know, you got to have your aliases when you're OBJ.
Very Jamaican.
Yeah, let's see. They can't get tunnel vision on this team here because they could easily get pushed by anyone that saw their chopper.
Oh no!
Top of the
You're getting struck. What happens? Are they going to go down?
Yeah.
Again, you can't use
don't
that.
Run
you
back.
can't. Looks like he's good. Doc survived as well. OBJ's his camera angle is right on top of both his health and Dr. Disrespect's. But it looks like OBJ is down to less than 1 full bar of armor.
Yeah, he's got about 100 health, which means he can eat about 2 bullets before he's dead. So he's not going to have any time to react here if he starts to get picked a little bit. But
that's a nice little snipe there.
Until this bounty's off.
Let's go, baby.
There you go. That was a good snipe.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Hey, you want to grab that?
Hey, come on.
I'll grab the helicopter.
Getting aggressive now. I think that guy went right down. Did not. Finishes him off. His partner's got to be somewhere. The Doctocopter is... He's got his plates now.
So let's see. Let's take stock here. It looks like there's about 15 teams left, 16 teams left, 30 folks. I'm a few seconds behind you, Mike, but they're getting in a late game here. So let's see how they set themselves up.
I'm gonna pause it for a second just so we can try to sync up. I have OBJ just going into a door.
Everyone knows that. Trust me.
Yeah, I have them in the bottom of the airport buildings here.
Okay. Cool. I think we should be pretty... They just got a bounty contract.
Yeah, on the circle timer, I see 29, 28, 27, 26.
Where is the circle? I have
Right
20, 22, 21, 20, 19.
Oh, the copter just got roasted, and they're out. They're out. So just too.
We're pretty synced up.
A little bit too cocky. You know, they're having fun though. I mean, they're not trying to be tryhards and super sweat it here. Looks like he's having fun, and hey, placing 15th overall, not too bad. So.
I couldn't imagine.
Had more kills, more damage, higher score than the Doctor.
Boomba Clot 3.
Dr. Disrespect is a guy I have never played against. Or at least I don't think I've played against him. There was one time that there was a guy that I played who had the name. I don't know. I mean, anybody could be anybody, right? But
sure.
But I'm talking about in my PUBG days, I never ran into him. Ran into a bunch of the streamers, Shroud, Ninja, Choco, all those guys in PUBG, but never Doc.
Yeah, never run into him either.
Who's saying that? One person in your chat? Hey, tell that person.
Doc is primarily an FPS guy. For anyone that was on Fortnite for a while, you never would have seen him on there. Not much of an Apex guy. So, Killy, you probably know you know certainly more than I do. Where did Doc make his name? Was it on PUBG? Was it on another game? How did he get to be so recognizable in the streaming community?
I think so. He came up. I want to say he came up right around the same time as Ninja and I'm trying to say like Mr. Grimm's kind of came up around the same time as him. He was a little bit before Shroud. I want to say he probably played some DayZ, King of the Kill. I think that's probably where all of these BR streamers really came from was DayZ. And then when PUBG came around, it just took off. And then so Doc started coming up. He started playing with those guys like Summit and Ninja and those guys together, built up his own audience, and then Shroud came. When Shroud came over from CS:GO, from professionally playing with Cloud9, the scene blew up. Did you watch back like the 2017-ish time? Were you watching any BR stuff before Fortnite?
No, my first real introduction to competitive gaming and really the rise of the super streamers was honestly around Fortnite. When I played Fortnite pretty early on, and that's when Ninja, it became stratospheric and took off above everyone else. Yep. And I didn't really pay attention until after that, but that was a bit of the gateway. And then I started hearing about guys like Shroud, Dr. Disrespect, and Summit, and others, yeah. So only about a couple years now. I want to say maybe in 2018 did I really start to realize how big streaming became. But I also feel like Ninja, regardless if you're for him against some like his personality or if you think he just plain sucks, I do think he created a different level that allowed streamers to get to. Before it was very much, I think, halo around gaming, and Ninja did break into more the mainstream, and then was followed by Tfue and others, just because Fortnite became so massive of a game to everyone.
Well, it was really interesting. I was playing a ton of PUBG, and I actually had a guy on my pregame show, the Browns pregame show. This guy Cleveland Cam, who's a Warzone streamer who actually plays with some of the Browns players. He plays with like Jedrick Wills and Rashard Higgins and stuff like that. So he was rated by Nick Merckx, and boom, I mean he just put him on the map. So I was a big fan of this guy Cleveland Cam, and he had kind of had the same take on Ninja, where it's just being like Ninja kind of was the first celebrity gamer, that was out there. And while I do agree that Ninja kind of was the guy that kind of put gaming and streaming into the mainstream for most people, it was just like the right place at the right time for the dude. It was Fortnite. So because I had been playing PUBG, like if I go look at my probably 2,400 hours in PUBG, which is a long freaking time to play a game. I knew every single thing, every angle of every different map. We like I was telling you before, we named the different bushes in the game. We named everything. So because once you play a game, you know every kind of angle of the map, right? You just learn it. And Ninja, I ran into Ninja a couple times in game, and actually got killed by him and one of his partners, and made one of his like weekly highlight films of getting killed by him. And I didn't know. I had a bunch of people just be like, dude, you made it into Ninja's highlight. I'm like, well, I must not have done well, because he threw a nade on me. But me personally, I don't really have a position on him. I think he's a really kind of, he's a weird mix of like ADD, like crazy ADD, but also crazy focus at the same time. Like he's a spastic guy, but then also amazingly, it's almost like an ADD guy who can maintain the ADD, but also be on Adderall and just crush.
It's like he's on edge all the time, for good reasons or bad reasons.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. He does seem like a bit of a weirdo, just in general. But again, like, I mean, the gaming culture is that we create that. These aren't like your standard. It's a counterculture. Gaming is, and so he's a strange guy. And then you throw millions of dollars at him like that, and a whole bunch of celebrity success, and he seems all right. But I'm not as much of a fan. Like, I don't subscribe to him or anything. Like, if there's some big Fortnite event, I might check out his stuff, because he's going to be the main guy for Fortnite. But for me personally, I like Doc. I like Shroud a lot. Although Shroud hasn't really been playing Warzone a ton, so it's. No, you didn't. Did Doc just snipe a guy out of a helicopter?
He took down the copter. I don't know if he sniped it, or since I'm not watching Doc stream here, but he's definitely pumped up about something. I mean, just to kind of catch up on the action. They dropped out. OBJ avoided getting shot out of the air by a dude coming after him with a pistol. They landed in Boneyard, looting up, and then Doc just pulled off a pretty big ego shot, whether it was blowing up the copter or sniping them out. So they're just kind of methodically looting Boneyard here, and we'll see where this takes them.
It's interesting. So the whole thing about Doc, how he got banned from Twitch. Like he can't even play with the Twitch guys at all.
That's unbelievable. And he still doesn't know, right? It was never really explained to him why.
They've never told him what the exact reason was, and I'm sure it's all going to come out in the lawsuits, right? Too much money involved in that for them to not have that all come out in court. So they haven't told him anything. But he can't, like, so he played with Tim the Tatman and Nick and all those guys, and now he can't play with them, right? So it's got to be really, really frustrating for him. But then he gets
canceled from Twitch.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it's one thing to get kicked off Twitch and go find another channel. That you can do. But he was, for all intents and purposes, the face of Twitch.
Yeah.
You know? He was.
No.
Yeah, and they had just done that big, expensive commercial with him, you know, during that whole thing. And,
Yeah, it's really weird.
well, you know what the really weird thing is? So you got
The team's energy so far.
right as all this happened was right after Mixer collapsed, and then what happened was Twitch got Ninja and Shroud right back. So it almost like the conspiracy theory is they were just like, hey, do we want to pay Dr. Disrespect and have this guy be our brand, or do we want to have our brand be aligned with Ninja and Shroud? And
Right.
I mean, I think they might have boned Doc just to get out of paying him so they could pay Shroud and Ninja this money.
I only think about myself.
I mean, it's possible, but
Let me know when to jump.
I mean, it's dirty business. But then, you know, he gets opportunities to play with guys like Odell, who, you know, who's obviously not on Twitch. So,
Right.
but he can't play in tournaments and stuff like that with them. It's like it's super weird.
Yeah, I think so.
Very weird. Very weird. Meanwhile, looks like
What do you want
they
right now?
looted up without running into any big contest. And Boneyard here seems like that they're the only show in town. Got the loadout. Odell's sitting on a stopping power perk. He's probably going to want to load that as soon as he realizes that he has it. And it looks like that they're also carrying UAVs. So let's see. There we go. So they are going to hunt. They picked up a bounty.
Kilo is.
And,
So you have to use the left and right bumpers to use your. Whoa,
stopping power. Yep. Yeah.
that's weird.
And, and then
I
that'll
can't
change
play
out
with-
for-
I just it would be so foreign. Like you could do keyboard and mouse and pick it up and you'd be, you know,
It'd be nice
you could figure it out pretty quickly. You can't do that with a controller. Like it is. There's so many moving parts to it that, like, you know how bad I am at Fortnite with all the building and stuff. If you give me Fortnite and a controller, it is like I can't do anything. I mean, it is disgusting how bad I am, and I mean it's embarrassing. But mouse and keyboard
Well,
all day long.
Fortnite is probably the handiest game of all time too. I mean, there are so many controls in Fortnite with the building. It's like playing two games at once. So that's understandable. But FPS, I think,
They're gonna push
you
up
know,
top.
COD on Warzone on a controller, I think you could be really dangerous in a day or two. Now they're right at edge of zone here, and this is first zone, and they've left the chopper behind. I think they're dead.
About that too. I'll pick you up.
Oh, yeah,
think
I
these
actually
guys-
have our pictures over. Let me move our pictures over here so that we can
Okay,
have
so
the.
Doc did grab the copter, and now the copter's dead. So yeah, they're both roasted. Well, they got a little bit too
That's it.
greedy trying to push a bounty.
They can't run through that.
Yeah, and they're gulagging.
That's the second game in a row that they got greedy in a helicopter, and this one's bad. No kill. So Odell's running a no kill shelter, whereas
Yeah.
we'll see here in a second. Did Doc get? I guess they still can goo.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so OBJ.
Doc cannot goo. He's already done it.
Kill that team.
Ooh,
Ooh, there you go.
There you go.
just he likes hard scooping that left side. So OBJ definitely does fancy himself a bit of a sniper. You can see that in his loadouts. I also we didn't mention this up front, but when they loaded Boneyard, his chosen floor loot was the P90 and a sniper. So he definitely feels comfortable with the sniper. You would think that would put him in very much a short range, long range type of situation, but he definitely feels comfortable with the sniper.
It's
Anyway,
interesting.
not-
I wonder if he feels that like Doc can handle the mid range stuff.
I don't know if anybody's here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just flying around here, having fun, playing pretty loose. Doesn't really seem like that they're trying to worry too much about the win. They're going to get roasted here, looks like. Dropping on the loadout, able to get out.
Dude, you know what
But,
I notice about controller players or console players? How quickly you guys can get in and out of loadouts. It's insane. Like, so PC players, there's no like button really quick to grab your loadout. You have to select it and then hit and then and then hit OK. Like move your mouse to OK. So it's so slow to get it.
I look at those 2 games.
Yeah.
Games easy.
Well, that's a good point. The one advantage controller players have is that you are immediately on the first option as soon as you open up that loadout. So you don't have to move anything over that first option. That's where you see in OBJ. As soon as he gets that loadout, he's just hitting AA. He's hitting double A, and then that's going to select the loadout for him and get out of there. The thing that here's one unknown thing, and this has burned me many times. If you if you get a second loadout, so let's say OBJ, he grabbed that first loadout and he grabbed the first slot. When you go to the next loadout, it will automatically move your cursor down to the next slot underneath that. So if you want to grab that first loadout again, like when he came back after his gulag, and if he wants to get his Bruin and his sniper, you do have to move it at that point. So it's just something that you have to be mindful of when you grab the second loadout. Looks like they're going right back in here though and preloading in. But
how funny would it be if it's actually not
chill.
if it's not OBJ playing? Like if he had some ringer, like he's just standing there like watching it.
They need the hand cam for transparency. See, I mean, I would think he would drop Stadium. Why isn't OBJ dropping Stadium?
That's
that
true.
would make sense to me.
You'd think he'd feel comfortable there, right?
Very comfortable. I mean, that's his home turf. You would think.
Well, you know what's the weird thing about Stadium? Like, if you remember the cinematic about Stadium, how like kind of they blew up the top of it.
Sure.
It's weird. It doesn't look like that like. It looks like it was just meant to be a big circle. What have you? So you were telling me about because season 6 comes out tomorrow. What are you hearing about season 6 Call of Duty Warzone?
But I do love what
changes.
Them young boys.
Yeah.
It's tough. I just I'm a Brown guy.
Damn, I lost you.
I need them to win this. 2020's been bad.
You still hear me?
Well, would that make it 4 years or 4 championships?
Yeah. We need it.
Testing.
Were you ever a fan? So I remember sitting courtside.
I think your AirPods might be out of power.
I'm gonna have to Google you if you really 6'8". Hold on.
You didn't see.
All right, so they're hopping back into a match.
Next to you at the Warriors versus Cavaliers game. I know you're big. I feel like you're a big Kyrie Irving fan too, right?
Oh yeah.
Man, his game is
cold.
There we go.
He's something else.
Cold.
Cam, can you hear me?
What's up? Where we
Test.
going?
I'm thinking we slow play. We
Test.
on getting our loadout.
Nothing. It's weird. It just cut off.
That was a bad play on me. I'm gonna put it on me. I was gonna.
That
blame
is.
you,
Is it your?
for like almost
Let me text him.
probably the whole night, and then tomorrow on social media I was gonna blame you, but I decided to kind of retract it. It was on me. Last game's on me.
We'll get right.
Like they're dropping in. Still flying down. Probably they're going to Promenade, maybe. Picked up an early scav. Gotta watch out for that helicopter.
Skinny, skittish, and pathetic. They don't got the guts.
Oh, they don't got the guts. OBJ not going for the scavenger box.
There we go.
There we go.
You got me there? All right. Good deal. Yep.
What I was asking was, what are you hearing about Warzone Season 6 coming out tomorrow?
Yeah. I think that the big update is looks like it's going to be on the underground subway. They'll have a couple new characters, a couple new guns. It looks like, but the main thing is going to be this underground subway system. So I'm sure that's going to completely change up the map and how people play it. Be interesting to see. I'm going to fire the console up first thing in the morning so I can start to download it when it comes out because I'm sure it's going to be a monster.
Oh yeah.
that no one lands.
I'm sure it's probably going to be a pretty big one on PC as well. Just it'll snap a little bit on PC.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll have some bug fixes and hopefully in improving the audio and just kind of the little things that you would expect as they continue to optimize the game. Almost getting to, let's see, Warzone dropped in early Feb, so we're at about 8 months in at this point. Yeah, we'll see. Excited to check it out.
Well, it was cool when they opened up Stadium and Train. I mean, that was, I feel like that was a big move. And then also opening up those caves. You know, that added something to it. This game, I got to tell you, like, I was so into PUBG, and I loved the whole idea of the game. I still, to this day, out of every game, anything that you can play on console or on PC, there's nothing that compares to a win in this game, in a battle royale. I don't know about Fortnite. Did Fortnite feel the same way, or was it like, eh?
It did. I mean, Fortnite was extremely nervy, and then they introduced. Let's see. I probably crossed over from Fortnite to Warzone in season 11. For the first 6 seasons, if you got a victory, you were really, really happy about it. Then at some point around season 10, they introduced actual bots, actual AI into the game. Mm-hmm. So if you weren't that great of a player, you could get wins all the time because you had 9 or 10 bots that you would kill in a 15 kill game. But if you're a good player, you're playing against all real players, and wins became that much harder to come by. So it'll be interesting to see if Call of Duty eventually adds bots into the game to make it a little bit easier for skill-based matchmaking. But we'll see. It definitely was a thrill either way, though.
Yeah. It's I just love the fact that there's so much more to do in this game. Like, the lull of the mid game, a PUBG match, no matter what you're playing, solos, duos. There wasn't trios, so it was just solos, duos, or squads or quads. It's about a 33-minute match, right? No matter what. And there was such a lull in the middle of it. And also with PUBG, you had to go and find every attachment for your gun, right? So you could have an M4 with no attachments, right? And then so you could find a suppressor or a compensator or an extended magazine or a quick reload magazine, a stock there's a bunch of different optics you could find. So you're really just going around. It's just like a looting simulator for half the game. And when I first started playing it, I would, I'd be in these games and I couldn't win because the guys were so much better. Because my gun skills were coming from Overwatch, which is a much different game. I mean, it's like it's much simpler to get kills in Overwatch. So I'm going and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what's the point of me? Like, I just feel like I go for 20 minutes and I loot around for somebody to kill me and take all my stuff and take all my loot that I loot. Right? And that's completely, you never get that feeling in this game. Like, you spent time putting in effort to loot for somebody to take it. You might lose like a UAV or a cluster or something, but you don't lose like your whole loadout that somebody else will then use who didn't have it more often than not, because they're going to want their own custom loadout. So it doesn't have the same value to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I've never played PUBG actually, so but what you're saying makes sense. And as an early days battle royale game, I could see how that would go. Failed C4 attempt on the car there by OBJ. That's all right though. Yeah. I could see how it would be more loot heavy, and I think Call of Duty has done a good job at putting incentives around the map to make sure it's not just loot heavy. All right, so they're getting attacked here. OBJ goes down. They're over in hills, and Doc's going to get the res off here, but let's see if they're going to get pushed.
He was right behind that wall.
Yeah, you're about 5 seconds ahead of me, maybe 2 seconds ahead of me.
Okay.
Right when you said he went down, he was still in the middle of that fight for me, so I paused it a little bit too much. It's fine. We're really close on our stream.
There you go.
Ooh.
This is just they are not. they're not worrying too much about playing for the win, but you can see they just kind of hung around this area for too long. They were being hunted for a while. They were taking shots, just creating too much attention there, and certainly the vultures came looking for them. So
I mean, you're gonna run into those shotgun. Doc likes to run a shotgun in his loadouts, so it's interesting.
Back right.
all right, so it looks like there's one that might be completely AFK. Doc has given OBJ commands here. Nope. Oh, OBJ tried to pull off the the melee.
He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
If you're gonna melee, like you got to bring the gun. See, that guy hit him twice with a gun.
Yep.
He only got him once with a fist.
Yep.
Why did they peek, OBJ?
So Doc made his, so they're still in. Let's see is Doc gonna do the long pull for the load, or is he gonna drop in early? Let's see.
So this is an interesting. I wish you could show the full map because that's pretty far out there.
So where are you streaming out of right now? You in Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm in Cleveland.
Let's talk about Cleveland.
Yeah, he says he's in Cleveland now. Yeah,
It's odd that he's it's odd to me that he's doing that because he's streaming today with Doc and then tomorrow with Scump.
Interesting. Do the Brownies have a bye week coming up this week?
No, we play at Dallas. So I mean, everybody has. You're allowed to use your free time however you want, right? I'm not criticizing him for how he chooses to use his free time at night, you know. But it just seems like it's odd to me. Odd timing. If it was a bye week, I'd be like, relax, chill. But it does seem a little odd that like
it's like for you, this is your money maker.
it's a gaming week, right? It's a full week.
And they have to travel. You know, on travel weeks, they're going to be leaving Wednesday probably to get down to Dallas, and then they have their practice and their walkthroughs down there. I'm not sure exactly what the schedule is. Maybe they'll leave down there on Thursday. But what we're talking about, what was your take on the game yesterday against Washington? Getting over 500, getting the win, which is good. But
no, it was good.
what was your take?
I think that all the breaks went well for the Browns. And that is something that is so rare. Any game, whether it's college or NFL, if one team gets all the breaks, all the turnovers, all the critical penalties in their favor, like that impacts them in a positive way, you're gonna have a chance to win. The Browns had 5 turnovers, 4 of which one of them was just a pass at the end of the first half, and the guy dropped it, and there was no time left. The Browns fell on it, so it was technically a fumble. So it shows up as 5 on the in the stat card. But they had 4 turnovers, right? And out of those 4 turnovers, they turned them into like at least 21 points. So those are big swings, right? And then ended up winning by 14 points. And I think that what most people are saying is it's nice to see the Browns actually beat the teams that you should beat, the bad teams. So I think we've now kind of we've plateaued. We got to the next plateau, which is at least the mid-tier teams. Because we went up, then we let them back in the second half. We let them back in, and they were actually beating us 20-17. And I'm like, yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, old Browns. That's when they lose. They give up. They collapse. This Browns team decided to say, "Hey, we're going to throw, 17 points on there in the end, or I'm sorry, 17 points in the fourth quarter, right? To finish out the game, and you have to do that if you're a good team. You have to beat bad teams. You have to be able to overcome the adversity. You got to be able to do that. But I got to tell you, in terms of what happened in the game, we had everything go right for us. And you're just not gonna. You play a team like Green Bay, or even Dallas. Dallas is gonna be a good test because we got crushed by a good playoff, like Super Bowl contending playoff team, Baltimore at game 1 of the season, which for all intents and purposes we were in a massive disadvantage in that game. New coaching staff, a lot of new players, and the Ravens are basically the same team. All their key players, coaching system is all the same. They had a big advantage in week 1. And it showed. Now, in week 2, we beat the Bengals, although we let them back into the game and they had a shot. Week 3, we took care of Washington at home. Now we have Dallas. And this is going to be the real one, because I think Dallas is also, they don't want to be 1-3.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to lose at home to the Browns. They don't want to be 1-3. They're probably looking at their schedule going, the Browns are a team we can beat. I'd like to actually talk to a Dallas fan, like a Dallas content creator. I got to look for somebody to talk to ask, like, are you feeling nervous, or are you counting this? Because in the past, they would count this as a win, rightfully so.
Sure. Yeah, I think, you know, I'm having, not being invested in either Dallas or the Browns, and not really, I'm more of a college football guy than an NFL guy, but I can tell you probably the perception outside the Browns circles is, well, until the Browns beat someone who they shouldn't beat. So let's say if they did beat, you know, the Ravens, or if they were to, you know, somehow have a commanding victory over the Cowboys, even though the Cowboys are 1-2, that's really going to have people take notice, I think. But if you're a Browns fan, all you care about is, to your point, just winning the games that you should win. And that is showing steady progress, and that's what you want to work toward. The interesting thing about the game yesterday is just how much I think that the Browns coached and called a good game, in the sense that, you know, they went run heavy. They are not putting Baker under the pressure to try and, you know, win the game on his own. Odell, 4 catches on 6 targets. Baker only throwing the ball about 23 times. You saw Haskins on the other side. What did he throw the ball? Something like 39, 40 times, 37 times. Haskins was 21 for 37. So, you know, for a brand new quarterback, throwing the ball 37 times on the road is going to be tough. And I like that the Browns played their game, kind of lean behind, you know, that rushing attack with Chubb and Hunt, who Chubb in particular had a phenomenal game, over 100 yards, 2 TDs, over 5 yards of rush.
The advantage that you have when you have 2 excellent running backs, and here's what, because I was watching the game with my wife, and she's like, I don't understand why aren't they just running it with them like nonstop and blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, you know, the big advantage you have with one excellent running back, let alone 2, is there's going to be a point in the game. We've shown this in Cincinnati and now Washington, that the defense only has so much gas, right? And defenses love to go up against when they know you have to pass, because they drop back into pass coverage, usually bring in a nickel or dime formation, and then their defensive linemen know exactly what they have to do. They don't have to think, they just have to get to the quarterback. In running plays, it wears out defenses, right?
Sure.
So 3rd and 4th quarter, if you're running the ball, this is why the Baltimore Ravens are so good, because they run the ball and run the ball and run the ball, and then even when they pass, they're running the ball because Lamar can just break it out. And you just get tired. You get winded.
Yeah.
Right, so we have such an advantage, but it is a little bit frustrating for the uninitiated to watch a Browns game and go, well, why isn't Nick Chubb just rushing for 150 yards in the first quarter? Well, because that hasn't got there yet. So in a lot of ways, and I don't know if there's another team that does this, but in a lot of ways, the pass opens up the run. Right.
Yep.
So Baker has to be able to get the passing game going. He has to be able to hit the small to medium passes, right? And that will then open up, and I'll have to keep the defenses honest, and, you know, play action comes into play and stuff like that. So I think in my entire life, I've never seen a Browns team with this much talent. Ever.
Yeah. I mean, position by position, they have assembled the talent. It will be interesting to see if they can continue to come together and gel as a team, and you know, push through adversity when which their games so far, they've had close games. You know, each of aside from the Ravens game, which was not a contest to your point, but the Ravens are on a different level. You know, Cincinnati was close. They pulled that out. Washington was close in the 4th quarter. They laid 17 on the 4th quarter to get that victory. So, yeah. We might see them growing, you know, here kind of right before everyone. You would hope.
Well, I think that
still really, really young.
This team, where the Browns are now, I think realistically it's probably a 9-7 team. because we're gonna beat, like, we've got teams like the Jets and the Giants at the end of the season, Cincinnati again. So we've got other wins that we should be able to get. Then if we can pull off wins against the Steelers, Steelers are 3-0 so far this season, but they haven't played against a team that's won a game. Their opponents are 0-9. So I mean, what does that say about the Steelers? Steelers haven't been tested yet. Ravens are getting tested tonight. And interestingly, let's see, what time is it? It's 9:30, so that game's going on. NFL.
Nah, that's my bro. King Karan.
It looks like
so
the
27-10, baby. Nice.
Down to KC.
Pat Mahomes is dominating 3. So I've been saying this for a long time.
No.
Pat Mahomes is going to go down in history as the greatest quarterback of all time. Period.
Wow.
Put it in the books. And I said this. So when he threw 50 touchdowns his rookie year and made it to the NFC Championship game, they didn't lose they didn't get beat in that game. They just ran out of time. Like, Brady had the ball last, drove him down, and they scored. Wasn't on Pat Mahomes. And then last year, winning the Super Bowl in his second year starting, right? His real rookie year, he just sat behind Alex Smith the whole time, didn't play. So his second year, wins the Super Bowl after dislocating his knee mid-season. And he still does that. Pat Mahomes is going to go down in history as, I mean, they say like Tom Brady is the greatest ever. I don't even think Tom Brady, like, I respect Tom Brady, but I wouldn't say Tom Brady is the greatest NFL quarterback of all time. I think you got to look at, he had the best team around him, he had the best coaching, and a lot of that goes into it. Statistically, he's not. Right?
Yeah, it's certainly how you define it. I mean, there are a lot of names in the conversation, and it's almost kind of like saying who's the greatest guitar player of all time. Well, it depends on who's your style. You know, if you look at like a Jimi Hendrix who just creates unbelievable sound where it wasn't created before. You look at Clapton, somebody who's like the best kind of purist classic guitar player. You look at Stevie Ray Vaughan or the blues, same sort of thing. For NFL QBs, you can throw Manning, Montana,
Drew Brees, Dan Marino,
Unitas, Marino. So many names in there. Guys like Favre, who probably never was a purist of the pure, but certainly was a damn good quarterback. So. But interesting take on Mahomes, though.
I think Pat Mahomes is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. Said it many, many times, and I just think he's amazing. I think he's got the total package, every aspect of it, and it's kind of like, it's almost like when Shaq was in the NBA early on, and they kept saying like you can't stop him. You physically can't stop him, and he's still getting better, right? That's what Pat Mahomes is.
You know what he's going to do. Yeah, you know what he's going to do. Yeah.
And then you put the team around him. It doesn't matter. Give him any running back. Every running back in Kansas City happens to be amazing. Ever. Like, it seems like ever they've had amazing running backs in Kansas City. And then you got guys like Tyreek Hill,
Oh, yeah, he's definitely got a cast of characters around him in Kansas City. So Reed's done a phenomenal job with that.
We don't get the Chiefs this year. Browns schedule. We somehow avoided we have the weakest schedule in the NFL for the rest of the year. I think Stefanski's smart enough. I think we have enough going on for us. We have enough bingo that we've created. I think we've got enough that we can squeak out 9 wins. And now with the new expanded playoffs, there's a very good chance we could make it. But we're going to have to take care of business in the games we have to take care of, right?
Yeah. I mean, but it certainly is setting up to be a good growth year for the Browns. And, I think you get to the playoffs, and I think that would deserve maybe Coach of the Year. Certainly recognition. Well, I'll while Doc and OBJ here are under this bounty, I think that's going to do it for me tonight, my man. I'm going to be signing off here soon.
Appreciate it, dude. Appreciate you joining me for the show.
Yeah. Good to see OBJ. Express yet another talent that he has, and get to talk a little football and otherwise with you. So
love it, dude. Thanks. And this is gonna be a tough week for me.
Ground loot.
This is gonna be a very tough week for me if with work and everything. Today was the one day where like I'm gonna have a decent evening, but I was playing with Gavin a little bit earlier. We didn't get to squeak out a win,
Stupid ass nigga.
and then I think he must have lost power or something like that because he just just went out in the middle of the game. But are you gonna be around this weekend?
I will. I'll be around. So Saturday, Sunday, looking good. So yeah, we'll catch up when we can.
All right, dude. Thanks for joining.
All right, you got it.
See you, man.
See ya.
Alrighty, popping that out.
What are you playing on right now? I like help everyone understand what your setup is.
So, you know I don't know
Just
all
listen.
the numbers and all that, but I got one of the little PCs. GeForce RTX 280. And then just like some... Oh, what the fuck?
So he said RTX 280. So he's probably got a GTX 2080. Probably a 2080 Ti. I'd be surprised if he didn't, but
I tried to get it set up right.
somebody put that to get that PC together for Odell, and it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows about PCs. I'm not gonna criticize him for
So I
that.
bought a little PC that, so like if we go on a road game or something like that, like you could just, not a PC, like a little laptop.
Ah, playing on a
That way
laptop.
I could just play on the road.
It's not the same though. You know it's not the same.
I even played on it yesterday. It was cool, but it's like, nah, you need the monitor.
Man, you want to get in comfortable. Like
Yeah.
for me, it comes down to like it's coming down to like height chair to my desk ratio. You know, like that's how serious it's getting.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Like if you feel like you're not sitting right, you just not gonna be on it. Me so.
I would agree. So I got this thing. Just starting to fall apart here. If you see this.
It's like catching a football, and you got to backpedal a little bit, you know, because the quarterback, certainly not me. It doesn't. I can throw 75, 80. In fact, I'm looking for all the fields are closed. Like I want to make a YouTube video, man, but like no one believes it. Everyone's down for two time.
I barely believe you're 6'8".
Oh come on.
38-inch
Drop step, double
vertical.
pump, easy. Cock back. Playing in the Sweet 16, OBJ. Man.
What's the most kills you had in there?
What, like mid-20s? I usually, my intention is to never go for high kills. I mean, it's to go to like try to get a win. If there's high kills involved, yeah, like let me attack all the time. But like, it's more about.
Yeah, that's how I play. Trying to win. However you gotta.
It's more about like trying to capitalize on that one play. Specifically, sniping. That separates.
What's the score again?
27-10, Odell.
Yeah, we have an update. Hey champs, we got an update.
Battle Royale. You got gas closing in fast.
What's football? I don't watch football. I don't. What the hell? You hear these guys, OBJ?
This is doing great. Yahoo Fantasy. I'm looking real good right now, boys.
Where we going?
He's only got 90 points.
I'll follow you.
Corey?
Lamar's only got 3 points today. Huge.
Right there on the scab.
And Lamar has to throw now at the second half.
I played in a lot of these
They're
tournaments.
dominating him.
Yeah, man. Just get our loadouts. Then we play safe, but like.
Gotta text my
One
dad.
guy's already here.
Yep.
Ah, fuck. I'm already out. Oh man, I want to bring this out so bad.
Text my dad right now. Casey killing.
Yeah, that's pretty. 27-10 Chiefs.
Told you.
Ooh.
They say the sound's not good. Let me see. Wonder if it's two.
Are they referring to?
What kind of
like, your
chair
game
does
sound,
he
or-
have?
I think my game sound might be too high.
Yeah, guys, I got sniped out of the air.
Yeah. Hopefully that works. Chiefs up.
27-10.
Yeah. Them boys is
Dang, man.
special.
Mahomes he's pretty special, man. His off balance throws I think that's a genetic thing for sure.
Like he throwing a baseball.
Bad.
You see, I was playing catch with Clay Thompson, football.
Yeah.
And like his brother, pitcher, you know, he's a pitcher for the Athletics. And so I was out there playing football with him, OBJ, and so I've never told this story. And so the Champions Club, like, watch your mouth when I'm talking. Clay Thompson says, "Damn, doctor, you got an arm on you, man."
Could he
I said,
catch?
I'm just getting warmed up. Yeah, he can catch. Yeah.
I don't think you could outthrow me.
Who, me?
I'll throw it 80.
You don't throw it 80, man. I've seen it. Like you throw it like a shot put.
Watch the skies.
That's fine. It's still going 80.
You throw it from like your chin, and you're pushing it forward. OBJ, don't come on, man.
It's still going 80.
Doc's talking all
I'll
kinds
put
of
10
shit.
grand on it. You can't outthrow me on football.
I like it.
Put 10 grand on it.
I'll put my Blizzard account
Oh,
on the line, OBJ.
Practice is over. The real fight begins now.
Beat that out.
is it straight?
All right, this is the one
They
we're
said
gonna
the
win.
volume is too. They said something wrong with the sound. From this.
People are in my chat saying OBJ can launch it. Like you're turning my own community against me, and I don't like that.
Battle Royale. Gas
I'm
is
trying to
closing
turn
in your
the music.
position. Suggest you
I'm
get
just
moving.
trying to.
OBJ will put 75K on it.
75K.
Someone said it in the chat.
It's 70.
Oh man, hey, you know what? I've been looking for a field around us that's open, but everything's like locked up, man. I can't even go to a high school field.
Come on.
All
Where
right, here we
going,
go.
my guy?
Here we are. All right, let's go.
Headphones lit. My ear.
Right there.
Yup.
Stretch it out. I might put a personalized guarantee that we're gonna win this game. I'm gonna try my.
All right.
I'm locked in.
All right. I just want to make sure. Like, you know how I think they're saying the game audio sounds like it's playing through the mic. That sound better? Somebody on you like that?
Yeah, I got like 7 guys on me, man. This guy right here. Come here. Come.
He blew.
Come. Yeah, he is.
He hit him up. One time.
I can't do anything. I'm going to this hangar right here, and I'm short. Scavenger.
Oh, chopper, shit.
Objective is to
Here we
eliminate
are.
the bounty target. Hostile dropping into the area. You're clear to engage all
These
targets.
guys are gonna get some cash because they're just getting the helicopter. What's your all-time favorite video game, OBJ?
They say like NFL Blitz or like
Oh,
some like Mario Kart, something like that. Something that is timeless. You know what I'm saying?
NFL Blitz, man.
Gosh, I love the
To
NFL
spear
Blitz.
you out of bounds, all that.
We used to get in fights over NFL Blitz. No joke.
Randy Moss running the bomb. You like football?
Dante
Like-
Culpepper.
Oh, I love football. I mean,
Who's your squad? Oh shit.
I'm a hybrid, being from the Bay Area.
Oh yeah. 49.
Oh, he just missed.
Hold on, let me see this guy. Hold on. let me
That
see.
aim assist, you
No,
couldn't
no,
get him,
hold on.
Odell. You got to move over a little bit. He was just off. He's putting bullets right next to that guy's ear.
Yeah, got to, because it's like, if I turn this down, I just can't.
You can taunt your enemy with words or rocks. It makes the wind go by faster.
It's like it's too low, like I can't.
I'm gonna start hiding the screen. It's getting kind of nutty.
Pay attention. You'll be out there
Yeah,
soon.
of course.
Get ready to fight. Next.
Get out!
You win this fight and you return to the front line.
I'm talking the Niners, the Raiders.
Vegas?
Time. Break some.
Bo Jackson, Jerry Rice,
Well done.
good old days. Joe Montana, Steve Young. Let's see here. You and I are flying in. We got it.
You wanna go?
I say we go back.
Yeah. You wanna kill him,
We don't
don't you?
Oh man, we don't let them get away with it.
So I'm gonna turn it down on this over here.
So what do you think? You're going to be streaming Mondays and Tuesdays?
I think, because that's really like the only day off. Every, like, Wednesdays, Thursdays, that's when, like, we got heavy practice, so you be wanting to get your brush.
Located the supply cache. Secure that position.
SMG over here.
Makes sense. He's off today.
So I'm just trying to
Makes
get
sense.
the settings and stuff right. It's like if I turn it down too low, then it's like you can't hear it.
They got
Okay,
that gun. They got the
right
gallows.
Got one. The other one's getting his weapon. Get out! It's time we step it up.
Yep.
Okay, put me on
Doc
the
is
7.1
awesome.
surround sound. Forget the
Where's,
little setup they got going on. All right, bring down the projector. Put me on the 7.1 surround sound. Period. It's
Just
time.
load up. I mean, stay up.
Jack.
You can't hear it. I might have to turn it up.
Next objective located.
Odell's not a bad player. I will say. I mean, he's definitely not a bad player. He knows his way around that
Flying
controller
into it,
pretty
I don't know if you
well.
saw that.
He definitely can play.
Move to the next
I have seen worse celebrity players. I'd love to see OBJ and Baker
Hey, there he is. There he is.
together. That'd be awesome.
Where?
Another one up here.
Moving up.
This guy made a mistake close. Guaranteed.
Break your sniper out now.
supply box is found.
Now it's time for the sniper to come out. Odell, there he is.
I got some.
He's got a sniper as a secondary. No, he doesn't.
some
Where
armor,
is it?
Yeah, he's up here. He's up here. Come here. Come. This guy stands no
Don't
chance.
reload that thing. Don't reload it.
He's one shot outside.
Gosh. There you go, Odell.
Get your ass out of here.
God, the audio is so weird.
Let's go, OBJ.
Alright, now let's get right.
I'm telling you right now. Next
Calls
time
him
you're in San
OBJ.
Diego, you and I, we're gonna go catch some waves at the beach, baby.
You surf?
I body surf. You know, it's gotta use that. You gotta use the frame somehow, some way.
You kidding
This is not. This is not the typical. Oh man, he's a typical, 6'8", tall, skinny, white kid. Like, hey, like I'm coming down the wave. I'm barreling in to the sand break.
Never in my life. What you trying to do?
Getting our load up. Let's get a self revive. Thinking we self revive.
Yeah.
So now we've proven that Odell can play. Baker can play. Jedrick can play. And apparently, Richard, I'd love to see a quads match of those guys. My God, that'd be fun.
Look at these guys. Let's land back out there. I know they're rotating over there. This is yours. Boom.
Yeah, I got you.
Stopping power, just pick up that stopping power, bro.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Drop back inbound.
Doc grabbed it.
All right, these guys are gonna be coming from military.
Drop back inbound.
What are you gonna rock? What's your loadout?
Blue on sight. Oh,
I see him. Right over here.
Armor up, dude. Armor up.
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
I'm telling you right now, man. These guys.
No
don't stand a
comms.
chance.
No comms from Odell.
Get on this side.
There we go. Finally.
Enemy UAV overhead.
He's 30 yards out, dude. 30 yards. 30 yards.
Dude, hold on, man.
Shredded.
I'm looking the whole. Yeah, you might have to turn something off. All these people watching you. It's like people forget their whole game plan.
Okay, all right, hold on. I'm gonna leave game with party. Hold on, let me hide my screen.
Yeah, take all that off.
Are you able to hide your screen and mute the sound?
Yeah.
All right, guys. It was fun watching this. Definitely good players. Maybe I'll be back. Maybe I'll be back. No, not tomorrow. Sometime later this week, I want to come back and just do a regular show with you guys where we just talk about the Browns. So I'll probably do that. Man, like Thursday-ish. Do a Thursday show. We talk about the Browns. Maybe get my dad back on just to do a midweek recap of what's going on. Hopefully no injuries, nothing bad happens. Maybe we get somebody back from injury, whatever. So hang with us. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all of the love. If you're watching this after we're live, make sure you hit that like button, smash it, give us some love. And we'll see you for the pregame. If nothing else, if we don't go live before that, we'll see you the pregame show. The Dallas game's at 1 o'clock, so pregame show on Sunday, probably around 11:30ish. 11:30 we'll go live. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.